Star-Ledger recently published several pieces raising questions about Newark's superintendent and Board of Education members' travel expenses. New Jersey Education Report's Laura Waters spoke with the Star-Ledger's Julie O'Connor and community activist Oscar James about Superintendent Roger Leone and the Newark Board of Education's fiscal responsibilities.
What we found was that during an 8-month period this year, basically March through October, the school district sent staffers to conferences in a lot of sunny places, Las Vegas, New Orleans, Orlando, Atlanta, Palm Springs, Puerto Rico, and Honolulu. 8 of the board's 9 members went to a conference in San Diego in April, along with the superintendent.
Why do you think they're doing this, and why are they so flagrant about it?
It does raise questions. All of these sunny locations do inspire, a certain amount of eyebrow raising in the community. I'm sure that other districts also spend money on travel. But what stuck out about Newark was the large number of trips and the refusal to talk about it.
Newark has an annual education budget of $1.2 billion, and New Jersey has received $2.7 billion in federal COVID relief funds intended to combat learning loss.
Certainly the Newark School District has a lot of money to spend. Their annual budget is $1.2 billion. And they have additional millions and millions from COVID emergency aid. So it's not like they're going to run out of money. It's more a matter of how they're choosing to spend it. Can you talk about that?
My thoughts are really around overall financial governance. It's not necessarily the travel, right? Because the travel's then indicative of an attitude. And that's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about a fiscal responsibility and an attitude of elected officials who are not necessarily business people. So I'm saying us as the public, who we contribute $1 billion every year to this school system. There needs to be financial fiscal controls, especially around travel and things like that.
I believe there was a conference in Las Vegas where 5 people went, and it was a women's empowerment conference that would have no impact on student learning.
Some of the trips, the themes range. So you would have some conferences that were academically focused, school security, maybe it was leadership training. I don't know what, the Women's Empowerment Conference has to do with kids in Newark, and the district has not has refused to talk about it.
In July of 1995, New Jersey state officials seized control of the Newark School District due to ineffective policies and questionable spending by the Board of Education.
Back when the state had to take over the district, it was basically because it was being run for the benefit of the adults and not the students. And, school officials were going to conferences at tropical resorts and in places like Hawaii and expensing lavish meals, while buildings were crumbling and test scores were terrible. And, as we said in the editorial, that really doesn't have to define Newark today, but it's really based on transparency. Transparency is key to creating trust. And, before the pandemic, Newark schools were showing striking improvements. So what we said was basically to keep that progress going, the board needs to be operating openly and communicating. And, the same with the superintendent.
But at the end of the day, you have a responsibility, and this is not a free ride. And that's what it's becoming. And the issues that I have is that this becomes laying the groundwork for what took us to state control from the first place. Because the way I'm seeing it and the way these things are lining up, it shows me that we're going backwards and not Newark forward.